6 years ago, this past Wednesday, LNAW began, the infancy of LNAW. I began my practice in New Mexico. I'm going to turn this off. I know I've played beats before, and Snoop Dogg and different things, and there was actually a purpose to it. There was absolutely no purpose. This is Miley Cyrus Flowers song. The only reason I'm just addicted to that song. Super addicted. It's an incredible beat. I know John Legend played that beat before, but I love the beats. The lyrics, I don't know. There's a lot of songs that there's a song, My Name is Luca. It's an old 80s song. I used to always love that song and the beats and everything. And then recently I realized what the lyrics were about that song. And then I realized it was very actually depressing, kind of blue theme lyrics. But I never knew that. I just thought it was always kind of an uplifting beat to me, and I always enjoyed the beat. And a lot of 80s songs are actually like that. But anyhow, I was playing that 6 years ago this past Wednesday. LNAW's infancy. We started practicing here in New Mexico. I did, I should say. I say we. But I started practicing, and then on July 17th, 2017, began LNAW, the practice. Hence the logo 71717, as I've discussed before. But I'm a little actually kind of under the weather. I don't have monkeypox. I've been cleared for monkeypox, but has kind of rashed up, and I've always gotten these sores in my mouth, and it's been kind of bad, and kind of affects my mood and the way I talk, and obviously got to do a lot of talking in my job, and when I'm not able to talk, that makes things a bit difficult. But a lot has happened in these last 6 years since I started practicing here in New Mexico. Coming in 2017, we just had a new president at that time, Donald Trump. The Chicago Cubs, believe it or not, were world champions. I was actually in Chicago, I believe it was November 3rd, 2016, when the Chicago Cubs won the World Series against, I believe it was against Cleveland. And then after that, a few days later, Donald Trump won the presidency. So a lot of surprises that week. And some people will blame the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series for Donald Trump's presidency, because Hillary Clinton was originally a Cubs fan, I think, and then she became a Yankees fan or whatever. But I got my White Sox, not because of it's not a prop or anything. I just happen to have it on today, but because I was kind of under the weather, I thought I'd do the LNAW. It's later in the evening, and I thought I'd do it from home. Like, it just wasn't in the mood or have the ability physically and my speaking ability to do an LNAW earlier in the evening. But I did want to get one in on the 6-year anniversary of LNAW. This is a World Series hat of the White Sox, actually. They won back in 2005 when Paul Canarco hit that grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series. Ozzie Guillen's Chicago White Sox won the World Series back in 2005. That was great news. But I came to New Mexico. I didn't know a lot of people here. Actually, I don't think I knew anybody. Even when I first moved to California for undergrad, I knew, I think a few people. And then in law school in Michigan, I may have known one or two. And then I think moving here, I knew of some people, but I didn't really know anybody. When I came here, I started my practice. I started my thing. I thought I was going to work maybe for the public defender or some sort of firm, but I kind of just started doing some work and started my practice. But a lot has happened as far as obviously my practice and the growth of that. But in regards to legal news, there's been a lot of stuff with Trump's presidency, and then of course you had the pandemic. I mean, that has engulfed much of the last 3 years. Right before the pandemic, you had the Kobe Bryant. The unfortunate situation, Kobe Bryant, who I had a lot of respect for. I loved Kobe Bryant. He was a great athlete. I thought he was a great person. But there was a helicopter crash out in Calabasas, California. It was coming from down south, from Orange County, southern Orange County, where he lived, that Newport Beach area or wherever, up to, I think, Thousand Oaks en route. They were trying to divert it from Glendale. That helicopter pilot guy, I believe he was sued. He was held liable. Knowing Kobe Bryant, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of pushed, kind of forced that helicopter to take off, or maybe you can't really force anybody to do anything, but I'm sure he put a lot of pressure on that guy, that helicopter guy, who was kind of obviously, Kobe Bryant was probably one of his bigger clients. may have been influenced by that. So those are one of those things you really don't know. Obviously, it's a big star, so everybody's going to really kind of go team up against that helicopter pilot. And then, of course, there was those photos found by the LAPD. Or I think LA Fire Department or something of the scene and the gruesome pictures of Kobe and the kids, and I think that is very it's obviously very disturbing, and I believe his widow, Vanessa Lane Bryant, collected damages because of that situation after she sued, and as she should have. I mean, those kind of photos should not be disclosed to the public, especially for profit. If that's what the LA Fire Department or whoever these people who took these photos did. But that being said, there's been a lot of legal news. COVID-19 obviously is a lot of legal stuff stemming from that. A lot of changes in how things have been done. Then we also had a new after that in 2020, 2021 we had the new president. 2020 he was elected in November, and a lot of issues affecting that. And we have now another election coming up. So it's been an interesting 6 years. A lot of legal stuff, legal news, cases going on. But I thought I'd jump in and say, thank you, New Mexico, and thank you everybody who's been there to help me in a good way. I think everybody helps you in some way, whether it's the people you really who really support you and pat you on the back and encourage you or do business with you or help you out, or the people who your critics or people who hate on you or whatever, because I think everybody motivates you in a different way. And I think it's if you look at things in the right proper context in the right way, you will move forward and you will push on. And I think everybody has helped me in some way, whether the people who have encouraged my progress or maybe people who have I don't like using the word hate or like hater, or like you're all hating on me. I'm not going there. I don't think it's not like the world hates me or anything like that. But I mean, I'm just saying there are people maybe who may be jealous or may not want maybe just be competitive with you and may not always encourage you or be positive. And even those people, I believe, have a certain place in your success. So it's important really to look at everything, put everything in context, in the bigger picture of life. But anyway, thank you to everybody. It's been a crazy 6 years, up and down. It's been really busy, a little bit rough lately. I've said this before. I don't like using the word stressful, but it has been hectic. But I'm sure get through this get through everything, and I'm just ready to move forward, keep on doing what I've been doing, and it's 1 year at a time. Now it's gonna be hopefully next year we'll be back here talking about year 7, and it's gonna the business is gonna grow, and my practice is gonna grow, and of course my ability to represent and my skills in the practice of law and getting wins are also going to go up as we move forward. I believe that's the most important thing. All right. Thank you and have a great weekend, everybody.